Yeah.
Oh no. Have I ended the broadcast?
No.
We're live. We are live.
Live, yes.
Hi. I thought because you
We're both
clicked it at
like
the
live
same
at the
time.
same time.
Oh, hello everyone. Hello, welcome to.
We're both like live at
Got
the
a bit
same
of
time.
feedback. Will's got his speakers on there. I believe. There we go. There we
There
go.
we go.
So who have we got? We have got first in was Scott from Dirt Diggers UK. Then we've got Andy, and then we're followed by Joe, Michigan Gems. Welcome to you all. Philip Wills, as always. Thank you, Philip. Going down the list again. That's it, I think. Andy, Philip. Yeah,
Some
that's
people-
it.
One of them's might
Yeah.
be. So.
Hi, Derek. Derek Gibbons here. Yeah. So, a bit different today.
Yeah,
I
I've rearranged.
Yeah, Will's rearranged stuff and he's
Or-
a bit crackly, so you have to excuse
Yeah, I
his crackling.
I think I've knackered the fucking stuff when I was unplugging everything. I decided to do it at 7:30.
Yeah, that's not
And then
good.
so I had to quickly fling it all together. So I don't know if I've damaged the mic cable. Because I couldn't be bothered unplugging the PC because there's a lot of cables. So I was like pulling the table over slightly, then pulling the computer over, and then
And you've messed it. Well, we're going to give it a little while, see if any more people come in. Basically, we're going to change the format for tonight. We're going to go back to the beginning, the very basics of metal detecting. The reason why is because I've been getting some messages from my geocache hunters. Hello, by the way, if you are watching. And some of them have been showing an interest in metal detecting, wondering what's it all about. And, just going to go through some of the basic stuff, like starting off, detector. What to look for? What do I do? Where do we get a metal detector? And
don't
what should I
ask
look
us detectors because we all have
Yeah,
preferences.
everyone has their own preference. I'm literally
Preference. Like I'll
Philip says-
personally buy a Garrett or a Dare XP, but that's me.
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm Team Unearthed, and I should be saying, you should buy the Simplex and what. But for a very absolute beginner, I started off with a Garrett, and they're a good beginner's machine. However, hey Jimmy, Philip got asked all the questions on the beach last week. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. However, the Simplex is a very simple machine. You just turn it on, bounce it on the floor, and go. Simple as that, really.
Vanquish is even easier than that. I don't know
Yeah,
if it's-
Vanquish. You don't even. Yeah, Vanquish. Turn on and go. And they're quite cheap.
Yeah.
Quite cheap. So yeah, we're gonna just go through a few of those, and we're gonna talk briefly about what do you do when you find something? How do you go about finding a permission? Okay, there's lots of things to do. It might sound complicated to the absolute beginner that's never even picked up or seen a detector before. It might seem like there's a lot to do, a lot to deal with. But it's not. I mean, to all of us, it's just second nature. So I'm talking to you guys.
It's been a while.
I know. I was looking at the treasure acts earlier. I thought, oh my god, it's all changed because there's been like updates and stuff. So we're just going to refer to the 1996 version of the treasure act. Joe said, Minigem found a star. From some horse tack. 89. Oh, nice. Was it made out of brass? I went Garrett Ace 250 Vanquish 5 and now rocking a Legend. Absolutely, Derek. I've got myself a Legend. I've never had a Vanquish, but I may look into getting one as a backup machine in the future. I know I have a Simplex as well as a Legend, but I do fancy having a go at the Vanquish. There's Will's link tree there, so go check out his.
It's good on the beach, mate. So it is.
What's that?
The
Vanquish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen many videos. What's your swing?
The Nox is predominantly a beach detector. I don't care what anybody says, but the Nox is predominantly a beach detector.
Oh, I don't know though. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I've never used one, so I can't say. I like the legend on the beach.
Frequency was for originally was for beach detecting, but then bringing it onto like field and whatnot, it's had a lot of good. It's obviously a lot of success stories because it's probably one of the most used detectors on the planet.
The Simpleton is good. Using it in Apex at the moment, must admit I get on better with the Garrett. Only a few times out with it. That's Rob Random. Hi Rob. Philip says. Hi Philip. Rob says. Hello Rob. How you doing, mate? Thanks for popping along. Garrett's are great starter machines along with the Vanquish range. Andy says. I tried Joe's tried the Nox.
Don't get me wrong. The Vanquish, like I had an Ace 250, and it's probably better to learn with because obviously you're learning about depth and recovery. You're having to slow down because you're not, especially if you have a 250, you've not got the numbers, so you're not starting to get picky. When you look at numbers, you start getting picky with tones.
Absolutely.
Whereas I've still found, other than Marrowhead, probably more with my 250 than I have with the 440.
Nice.
But
yeah,
I still prefer my 250. 440.
There's going to be a lot of folks that watch this back and replay, probably, especially the newbies that picked up some of our stickers from our geocaches, thinking, well, what's he on about? What the hell's a 250? What are you talking about? So before we start, I just want to say a big thank you to Andy. Got your stickers today, mate. I'll send yours out to you Tuesday or Wednesday. Thank you very much. Okay, that's that out of the way.
And if you're watching for the giveaway, there's no giveaway this week.
Yes. Not this week. Stay tuned. This week there'll be an announcement for that. Okay, right. So metal detecting. What is it? Why do we do it? Does anyone here going to admit that they want to get rich? Metal detecting? The answer is you probably won't get rich, to be honest.
You realise that after fucking 2 weeks in.
Hey Richard, welcome, buddy. The thing with metal detecting, you go out there. Once you start the hobby, you're not going to get rich. It's as simple as that. Keep that in your mind. You're going to find more rubbish before you find anything good. That's a fact, probably. So get that in your head before you start metal detecting. Then you got to think about, well, I need to get a metal detector, and there's lots of cheap ones out there. And you want to start off with a very basic model like a Garrett or a Simplex or a Vanquish. All of these can be found. There's various companies, uneartheduk.co.uk, of course. There's also other rival companies, or you can get them on eBay. But always make sure you find.
Don't get them on eBay.
No, I know, but do your research. Find a basic one. Find a basic one. So you got a metal detector. Okay, so now you've got your metal detector. Great. Right, fantastic. Right, what I'm going to suggest to you now is to get yourself some public liability insurance. Now, the reason I say that is, let's just say you're on a farmer's field, a cow. This is just a scenario in my head. Your cows are coming near you, and you accidentally dig up a landmine. You blow up the farmer's cow. I don't know. I don't know. You know, it could happen. You need public liability insurance in case you cause damage or injury by accident. And at the bottom of my screen here, you'll see ncmd.co.uk. That's the National Council for Metal Detecting. And
they have an app.
they have an app, and you can get a 1 year's subscription or a 3 year subscription. It's very cheap. I can't remember the price off the top of my head, but it gives you the poor cow. And kids detectors, yes. Sorry, I've been not ignoring the chat, but I've been rabbiting on. What was I saying? Yeah, they give you insurance up to, is it £10 million?
Something like that, yeah.
I think it is. Landmines and cows.
And then you don't need to carry your card about, which is handy.
When you join the NCMD, you get sent a membership card, or you can download the app. It's got you log in, and you can take it to rallies, or you can show a potential landowner, say, I am insured, blah blah blah. Okay, so now you've got your metal detector.
Joe, we do. It's through NCMD as well, but we have to click on Scotland because it's a different insurance provider.
It's true. It might happen, Andy. You might survive. Lots of Chinese knockoff machines. Yes, that's what I said. Do your research. What's a cow doing with a landmine? I don't know, Scott. It's just something in my head. Do you need insurance in Scotland?
Yeah, that's what it's saying. We're still running through the NCMD, but it's a different insurance provider, so we've got to make sure we click Scotland. So we do. Yes.
There you go. Derek's £10 million coverage, which is pretty awesome, to be honest.
And it's civic liability insurance as well.
Yeah.
So don't know what the difference is. It covers animals as well and shit like that. So.
It's in the UK. UK is completely different to everywhere else in the world. We've got so many rules and regulations. We'll get onto that. Hey, Will, Kev. Hey, Scott, mate. Okay, so very cheap, very cheap. Yes. I'm just running through the chat quick. So, okay, so you're a beginner. You've got yourself a metal detector. You've now bought yourself a year's subscription to NCMD. So you've got insurance. Now you need to look for a piece of land you want to go metal detecting on. Stop right there. Stop. Every piece of land in the UK is owned by somebody. All right. You can't go onto any land. Most beaches you can go on, but there is still some private beaches, even though you might be allowed to sunbathe and sandcastles. You might not be able to metal detect there.
Whereas in Scotland, because obviously you've got the trespassing law in England and Wales, whereas in Scotland there's no trespassing laws, you've got the right to roam. So that brings up the grey area. So technically you can detect in a field as long as you don't dig.
There you go. Rob said there. Most clubs, if you're going out on a club dig, because there's lots of metal detecting clubs out there that do events, they do ask that you are insured. Hey, Aaron, mate, how you doing? Hey, pork chops in the house. Evening, everyone. Right, yeah. So, okay, you can't go on anyone's land without permission. So, if you see like a farm, for example, up the road, just go up to the farmer's door. Bear in mind that farmers are pretty busy, so bear that in mind. Knock on his door or her door, and just say, I just ask if you can go metal detecting on their land, please. Always mind your manners. They might, 9 times out of 10, they'll tell you to piss off or politely tell you to piss off. It's just the way it is.
The way I get permissions is I go at the time when they're actually going to be working in the yard, because obviously they're that busy during the day, they don't want to be bothered at night. So That's why I go for during the times when they're going to be roughly in the yard, or at least somebody's going to be in the yard that can point you in the direction of where they are, and you're less likely going to get told to feck off because you're not bothering them when they're having some downtime. Yeah, you're bothering them working, but
that's only going by farms. There's also a lot of land is owned by the National Trust. I think that's in Scotland as well, mate, isn't it? National Trust. It is.
Not allowed to detect a National Trust.
You cannot detect a National Trust land, even if it's owned by a farmer. There you go.
I'll get the map up. And I'll
Yep. Always check with the landowner, not just a tenant farmer. Very good point, actually, Derek. Some farmers actually lease the land, so it's not actually down to them. You have to find out if they actually own the land itself. Hey, Katie. Yeah, so always check that. So you've checked. Also check with the local council as well, because if you can't go in parks, most parks, although we want to, you can't go. And especially monuments like castles and stuff like that. We'd love to go and detect them, but we just can't. Simple as that. So do your research. Will's going to show us a map.
Yeah, so this is what my local council have done for us, because ours, like my area, is really important in Scottish history. So, Dumfries and Galloway archaeology gets a lot of money put into it, more than other places. So I'll just show you this area because it's got everything in it, really. So yeah, so I can show you anywhere. So obviously red shows you scheduled monuments. So that's definite no-go.
Could you explain a scheduled monument, mate? Just
so
for
basically, for that one, it's a castle, basically.
Yeah.
And obviously, they don't want you disturbing anything because you could destroy what's there, or put it this way, in Scotland you can get 6 years if you get caught digging on a scheduled one. So in the yellow, it's classed as HER gardens, so these are like protected sites. But you can still get permission to detect on them, but you've got to hand everything in, basically, right? So, for instance, I'll not show you where, but I do have a permission in this yellow area.
Nice.
And it's owned by basically a trust. It's trust owned. So if I find anything that, Rob, I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
If I find anything that's related to the thing that the trust runs, then they'll want it. But then they genuinely say, just keep whatever, unless it's obviously what they call it. And obviously, if I find anything stupid, like over 300 years old, I'll obviously report it and stuff like that.
Kate, going back to scheduled monuments, Katie's just brought up a thing there. You see the red ones, these scheduled monuments and stuff. I believe, didn't you have, if you work alongside archaeologists, you might be able to, if they're doing work.
So if I do a lot of archaeological digs. I've not done one for a wee while, but generally, if the archaeological digs are happening, 9 times out of 10, like especially some of the private archaeological companies that are in the area, they have their own detectors, but they don't know how to use them very well. So we get invited on, or at least I get invited on, and get the chance to basically search with them.
But you have to hand everything in, don't you?
You have to. I couldn't even keep a bloody halfpenny. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Like, where are we?
Yeah, there's.
So, this is on my last archaeological dig video. I was digging right there.
Sweet.
And the oldest we found was 1700s, and it's got a 11th century castle in it.
Joe's asking, she'd like to see videos on the digs. Are they on YouTube?
Yeah, I've only got one on YouTube because it's an absolute pain in the arse to film it, because I've got to get in touch with Historic Scotland's media team, make sure it's all right. Then I've got to edit the video and send it to them to make sure it's all right, and I've got to add in all the other stuff like Historic Scotland, D&G Archaeology, Galloway Glens Trust, and loads of other things like Rashford Archaeology and stuff like that. And it's
lots of stuff to do.
Too much. There's too much hoops to jump through.
Hi, Deej. So I didn't say hi to Digging with Deej.
Deej,
I've got. Sorry, mate. I'm just saying. I'm catching up with the giveaway prizes. Deej, I'm sending yours out this Wednesday. Sorry for all of the delays. I think the antiquities agent would identify. So this is on sites that are ongoing archaeology digs or past digs. Yes.
Now, as I said, too much hoops to jump through because they want to know how many cameras there's going to be, how many crew members there's going to be. You should have seen the paperwork. The paperwork's like 50 pages bloody long.
That's true. Yeah, but there's a lot in that.
Yeah, and it's, don't get me wrong, I've got it saved and I just need to change bits and pieces on it. So I just need to basically change the front page because obviously I've got to put, I've got to get in contact with archaeologists to get the exact coordinates of where I'm searching to put on it and stuff like that. And if I'm going to use drones, then I need to prove that I've got
a license
for that and a license for that, and it's not worth it.
It's not worth it. It's a lot of hassle, isn't it?
Because obviously when you're at archaeological digs, you've got to dig everything, including iron, because they're wanting iron. And then one of the videos, on that video, I had a 3-foot iron object with a non-ferrous termination, and it was about an inch wide. My initial thought was obviously sword, and then when I was digging it up, it did look like it had an edge on it as well. So I shouted the archaeologists over. We opened up a trench, dug it up, and it was an old fence post. But in the ground, it looked like a sword, but it wasn't. Raging. Yeah.
It is what it is, though, isn't it? That's what I mean.
Exactly.
It is what it is. Okay, so back to the beginners. So you've got a metal detector, you've got your insurance, you've now looked at the land that you want to detect on, you've got permission from the landowner, you're going to do some research. You don't necessarily have to, but it's always good to do a bit of research. You can go on to things like, there's something called LiDAR. You just Google LIDAR.
But you can't in Scotland.
No, not in Scotland. And then you can, basically that shows you two images. It shows you a map. So the top half will be just a normal view of a map. And the bottom half will be, it's sort of all grey. And that shows, it's actually quite handy because that will show you things that you can't see with the eye from an aerial perspective. Like if there's a Roman road, you won't be able to see it unless you've got LiDAR. But you might not be able to see it at least.
Now, what a lot of people in Scotland don't know is the LiDAR for the whole of Scotland has been done. It's just because National Historic Scotland doesn't take any money for going into the museums and stuff like that. It's government funded, so they don't have the money to make that information public. But you can get the files. So I've got files for the whole of Dumfries and Galloway, but I've yet to get it overlapping a map so you know where you are, because you can't recognise anything in LiDAR. So it's
So what have we done? We've researched the land. Okay, so great. So now you know a little bit more about the land. You can Google the property as well. There's bound to be some historic stuff on there, perhaps. Okay, so you're going to get started. You've got your spade. You need a spade. Okay, probably a thin spade. I would definitely recommend. You don't want to be, if you're on someone's land, you don't want to be digging massive, great big holes. Most metal detectors come with a pinpointer, which is where you get your signal, beep, beep, beep. and then you press this pinpoint button, and it zeroes in to exactly more or less where the object is, so you can dig a sort of a hole where that should be. Okay, hello Tezza, mate. Okay, so you're doing this. You've got your kit, you've got your metal detector, and your spade. You go out into your land. Okay, you come across a signal. Okay, right, fine. Beep, beep, beep. So you zeroed in on it. Then what you do, you dig a hole. But you don't just dig any hole. You can't just dig a massive hole, and it's got to be as clean cut as you can get it. What we like to say is try and get a 3 cuts. You know, like you're cutting a flap, so like that, and then you just fold it over. Get what you're looking for, then fold it back and pat it down as neatly as you can. Okay? Yeah, simple as that. Sometimes it's not that simple because the ground can be rock hard. You just got to do your best and just put it back, fill it in the best you can. If you're lucky enough, you're going to be on ploughed land, so it doesn't really matter. Just fill it in. All right, so
really neat. Like you just use your foot to scoop it back in.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it. Philip's saying hi, Emma. Oh, sorry, Rusty, I didn't see you there, mate. There's me rabbiting on. Okay, right, so got you're detecting. You found a few bits and bobs, and you don't know what really they are, but you're going to research them. It's always a good idea if you're unsure of what something is, just to get your phone out.
Comments for you.
There you go. Yeah, the if you're not sure exactly what something is, but it looks kind of interesting, it might be an idea to get your phone out, get your GPS coordinates. That's just basic coordinates. Take a picture of what you've just found, what kind of ground it's on, and just take a screenshot of where you are. The reason I say that, because if it's treasure, you think it might be treasure. Now, that is not up to us to decide if it's treasure or not. There's a law, probably the same in Scotland, because they've got different up there. We use fines liaison officers and stuff like that. They use treasure trove.
Which are pain in the arse.
We'll get to that. But we'll get to that. You think it might be treasure. Okay, so you found, I don't know, for example, you found a silver coin. It's a hammered coin. Hey, Matty. Now, I believe, now I might be wrong, so please correct me, everyone. If you find one 300-year-old coin by itself, it's fine. You can take that home. If you find 2 in the same hole, you have to declare it. So what you have to do then, you take a picture. It's a law. You have to contact the coroner, and you have to tell them what you found. They want to know the exact coordinates. They want to see a picture, and they're going to want to see the items. And then it's down to them to investigate. They'll then contact the archaeologist if they need to. It's very important. 2 or more over 300 years old is a hoard, Mark says. Thank you, Mark. So there you go.
That says as of precious metal, though.
Yes.
It's 1,000 if it's like bronze.
But they have updated the treasure. It's so long-winded. They've updated the treasure act, but we're just going by the 1996 version at the minute. Treasure Act. I'll let you Google that. It's a big, long thing to look at. But basically, if you're ever unsure, contact the coroner. Because if you don't, contact the coroner. Was it within 30 days?
It's 14 days in Scotland.
You've only got a small amount of time to contact the coroner to let them know that you found this object or objects. If you don't, you're probably going to go to prison. It's simple as that. It's happened. It has happened. There was
it happens a lot.
It happens a lot. There was recently, last year, I think it was a couple of lads. They were illegally metal detecting. That's my budgies. Illegally metal detecting. 14 days. Thank you, Matty. And they didn't declare a hoard that they found. They tried selling it on. They sold some of it. The rest of the coins were recovered. I can't remember top of my head what they were, and they are now in prison, and their metal detectors were destroyed.
And in Scotland, I've got a similar story where two guys were legally detecting. They found a Viking hoard, which was the second biggest Viking hoard, the biggest Viking hoard since the Galloway hoard was found in Scotland. And they decided not to report it and started selling bits and pieces off here and there. And they got caught and got 6 years. Well, one of them got 6 years, one of them got 12 years. And the guy that got 12 years was a copper.
They should know better.
Exactly.
Contact the coroner. It's as simple as that. They could just laugh at you, but at least you've done the right thing. Katie, yes, same rules apply. Even if it is a wash up on the beach, doesn't matter. It is on UK soil. There is rules. All right.
Because if you think about it, down south, along the beaches, a lot of Viking activity, a lot of Roman activity. You will find Roman stuff. If you watch Grim Bleeper, for instance, he goes quite often along the beach, and he has a Roman, what's known as the Roman. He calls it the Roman beach, and he can't detect it because it's obviously scheduled.
Yeah.
But he still gets some wash off from on the beach beside it, and finds Roman stuff. He quite often finds some Roman stuff.
Phillips nailed it on the head there. You're more likely to get more money doing the right thing than trying to be sneaky. Exactly. Mate.
And you'll get that.
Do you know what it is? The finder is not actually guaranteed to get any money at all. Although they do. There is a finder's fee. I looked it up. It's on the Treasure Act. They're not actually...
And you do have the right to refuse the first offer.
You do. You do. Simple as that.
And then
when you find treasure, you think's treasure. It's very, very long-winded process. You tell the coroner, you do all of this sort of jazz. The item or items they get taken away, and there's a committee, the Treasure Valuation Committee, I believe it is called. In about 3 years' time, they get together to discuss this item that you found, and it's down to them to legally declare it as treasure. And it's then, if it's treasure, no matter where you are, I think it's the same in Scotland, it is the property of the crown.
Yeah.
And that's it. There's no, it belongs to the landowner. No, it doesn't. It belongs to the crown.
I just, before this comment gets lost, Durham Russfinder.
Shit, sorry.
Durham Russfinder. Oh, you just unclick that.
I'm clicking it now.
Hey, there. Right, so Durham Russfinder, yes, they did. I'll tell you a funny story about the whole thing because I know the guys that found it. So they made roughly 3 mil on it. There was 3 of them. So there was the guy that first dug it. There was his friend, and there was the minister who's part of the church that it was on the land, right? And so they did the right thing. They declared that, all that jazz, because obviously they couldn't not declare it. It's massive. Like, if you've ever seen it in the flesh, it's so much metal, so much silver. It's unreal. The coins to jewelry, even a bead that came all the way from the Middle East as well was in it. And the funniest thing about it is they did not actually have permission to be on the land they were digging on.
Oh.
So that's not the half yet. So the guy that originally found it shafted the other 2 guys. Now, if it was me and 2 other guys that were digging, and I found it, I would split it with the other 2. You know what I mean? Because it's only fair. It's a mil each. You know what I mean? So, but he shafted them and took the whole money. Now, the guy is currently in hiding in Spain because he's currently being sued by the Church of Scotland for the amount that he was given. He obtained from Treasure Trove and the Scottish Government because he didn't have permission on the land. Like, so the land belonged to the Church of Scotland. They said no, and he took it one step forward, and he was friends with the minister, who was the minister of that parish, and the minister also detected and went, "Aye, that's why no, let's just go anyway. What's the worst that can happen?" Boom.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's currently in Spain hiding, and he's a fucking wanker. Minelab, I've dropped him. He got sponsored by Minelab because of he got massive sponsors, massive endorsement, and everybody dropped him like a stain. And Church of Scotland are trying to get him.
Stu's just said, I wouldn't want to sell it, so how would you go about it? If it was treasure, Stu, it's not up to you, unfortunately.
Yeah, Scott is. Aye, that's right. He was in Spain, but he's moved.
All right. Yeah, it's not up to us. Here, look, I'm going to read this. This is from the Treasure Act 1996. Ownership of treasure. Any find that potentially meets the definition of treasure in accordance with the Treasure Act of 1996 does not belong to the finder, us, or the landowner, but it belongs to the Crown, and under the Act must be reported to the coroner. So that means, Stu, if you find treasure and it's declared treasure, it is absolutely not up to you whatsoever what happens to that treasure. You can waiver the money, and some people have actually waived it, and it goes eventually to a museum, hopefully in the area where you found it. So yeah, that's the way it is, I'm afraid. It was found by Derek.
Yeah. Scott, what one do you detect with? Is it David or is it Mike? Because both of them are in my club, and they're both stand-up guys. Like, it's an absolute wanker.
Treasure Trove. Hang on a second.
Isn't
Treasure Trove? Yeah, isn't Treasure Trove to Scotland?
It's Scotland.
You shouldn't have approached Treasure Trove, Matty, if you found it in Wales, of course. Yeah, it's with the coroner, your fines liaison officer, and the pass scheme.
Because it's still a pass scheme in Wales, isn't it? Unless that's true.
Yeah, no, it is. It says it's England and Wales. So why Treasure? Because Treasure Trove, they've only got a few officers, haven't they? They haven't got many. One. I thought they had three.
There's 3 members of staff.
Shit.
The last count I had was 3. So that's why it takes so long.
If you've approached Treasure Trove, Matty, that's why you're waiting so long.
2 years is none, and it's in Edinburgh. The office.
Yeah. Rich people aren't nice, are they? If you decide you don't want to sell, they will take it anyway. They will, Andy. You're absolutely right. And to be fair, if I wasn't going to get the money, I'd rather it go to a museum where I found it than just hidden away in some box somewhere, like a Raiders of the Lost Ark. The Ark of the Covenant gets hidden away. I don't want that to happen to a find. I want people to see it. So, Stu, you never know, mate. You found lots of lovely coins. I've seen your display. You never know. Absolutely never know what you're going to find. You could one day walk over a hoard. So what finds am I allowed to bring home this fall?
See, that depends who you ask, because that can be a sore point for some people. Because obviously it's not staying in the country, blah blah blah. That shit doesn't bother me. But in general, anything newer than €300 as a guarantee, pretty much. Anything new, anything not older than 300.
If it's younger than 300 years old, you can take it. If it's older than 300 years old, chances are You just don't get caught at customs because
Can you hear them? Can you hear my neighbour?
Are they shagging?
No, the fucking football's
Dirty
on.
bastards.
The fucking football's on.
Oh right. Oh, sorry, I mean London, Gav. Okay, Matty. Sorry, bud.
I know Gus Scott.
Will, how long have you been metal detecting?
3 years.
There you are. I've been detecting for 11 years now. There you go. I haven't found an awful lot, to be honest. Unfortunately, detectorists are finding too much stuff for the flow, etc. Yeah, you're right there, Philip. My flow, Lucy, she's gone on maternity, so they're actually looking for a fines liaison officer for Devon and Somerset at the minute, and Cornwall, I think.
Why didn't you apply for it, and then we can?
No, I can't. I haven't got an archaeology degree. That's what they're looking for.
Yeah, but near this Graham, and they offered them a job.
Really?
Yeah, I was saying that in the chat ages ago.
God, love that. Trouble is, I'll be like,
but saying that the man
got
has
an ice
been
envelope here.
The man has been detecting for 30, 40
yeah,
years.
he is a wealth of knowledge. Absolutely. I remember he came on my my TikTok live as I was trying to copy that bit of horse brass in the sand, and I said, I don't know what this is really. I don't know how old it is. He straight away 17th century. I'm like, what? You know what I mean? Well, if all goes well, I will be the new flow into. Oh, nice. Application is in. Hey, well done, Derek. That's actually brilliant. Kev started when he was 50. What the fuck? Will I get a certification paper? Which fines am I allowed to bring home? You can take home.
If it was in Scotland and you found something over 300 years old, you'd have to follow the treasure process of Scotland. Now, if they disclaim something, you get a certificate of disclaimation. But that is 2 to 4 years roughly before you even get anything back. Depending on how much fine, because obviously bigger fines take priority.
I wouldn't do that. Deej, don't ship it home because if you get found out, it can be worse.
You'll get extradited and everything.
Yeah, you won't believe in the UK.
And plus, the US Postal Service is shit.
Yeah. Something like that. I've no degree and I got signed first. Brilliant, Derek. That's awesome news. Brilliant. Yeah, so okay, for the newbies out there that are watching, so you've done all this. It sounds daunting, it really does. It's actually, once you get your head around it, it's actually really simple. You just go out and have fun. There's a lot of work involved, obviously. You're probably going to find lots and lots and lots of rubbish and horseshoes. I've got a garden full of horseshoes and ring pools and can slaw, as we call, which is like shredded cans.
Always take your can slaw home.
Yeah, take your rubbish home as well.
And if it's in a field, you've got to think about it. The cows have eaten grass, and they're just getting munched that as well. And it'll cut them up on the inside. So you're doing them a favour. So you can actually, one of the techniques I've been told for getting permissions is take the can slaw with you and show them that this could be in your field, and then the cows could be eating it and killing your animals and shit like that. You can put it that way. You can put it as cleaning the field.
It is smuggling, Katie. You're right.
Yeah.
Man United too. Oh, is that why your neighbours screamed?
Probably. I think he is a Man U fan. I don't know. He's no longer at the jail for fucking manslaughter.
Detect Dig Smile. Welcome. How are you? Lots of trash before you learn. Yeah. Do you know what? And when you start off, dig every single signal. Dig everything.
And if you get a Nox or Vanquish, dig everything over 6.
But absolutely, dig everything that you find. every signal. That's the only way to learn. You get to learn your machine that way. And I think Tesla said in one of his videos once, ignore the numbers and the squiggles and all the bits and bobs on the screen. Just listen to the tones at first. Listen to the tones. Go over it.
For the numbers.
Yeah. Listen to the tones. Get used to what you're hearing before what you're seeing. There you go. Matty says horseshoes are meant to be lucky. If they were, definitely not for me. I still haven't found a hammered coin. 11 years. What can I say? He's good here. Fuck off with your horseshoes. Sick the frickin' death of them. Yeah.
Well, you know what?
They're actually worth good condition if you clean them up well and take the rust off and that. You can make ornaments out of them. People buy them.
And if you boil them in candle wax, like physically boil them in candle wax for like 12 hours, you can seal up all the gaps, and you're boiling the moisture into them, and all the wax goes into the cracks and seals it up.
Can you break it down and make it smaller? Ask for small. Yes, definitely. Don't. Derek's absolutely right there. Always go for if you're brand new to the hobby, don't go to the biggest farm you can find, because you just could be like, oh my god, you'll be overwhelmed very quickly.
I'm still debating my first permission.
Go to a beach that you're allowed to detect on. Go find a small bit of land that you can get permission on. Go do that first. If you get caught smuggling items from a different country and authorities choose prison terms. Yeah, and do you know what? There's an old man. He was an archaeologist, but he was on holiday in Iraq, sorry. And he was told by a tour operator, yeah, you could take some of that pottery. He tried to bring it home, bang. He's been given a death sentence.
Yeah.
What's that? He's British man.
He's been extradited back to his country as well.
Yeah. So
I remember it.
Yeah. Poor sod.
I don't think he's back in Iraq. I think he's in Germany while they're trying no, Switzerland or some shit like that. So
I hope they let him off, because it's not, to be fair, he was told he could take it, but he can't prove that now. As I was finishing on the beach, I heard a little girl shout, "That's so cool." Her mum and friend was sat with her, started chatting. She asked what I'd found, so I showed her the crap in my finds bag. She saw tent pegs, said, "Oh, I found one of them." She insisted that I take hers too. Oh, there you go. You got nice tent pegs. The amount of tent pegs I found is ridiculous on the beach. And barbecues. Oh, I swear to God.
The only thing I find on beaches is got live munitions, exploded mortar shells, unexploded mortar shells, because the whole of the Salisbury coast was used as target for testing, because it's where all the ammunition and bombs and that were.
And there you go. That's another reason to do your research on the area as well, isn't it? Because if you know that it was a firing range at once upon a time, or something like that, an ammo dump was there maybe in the war, you know, potentially you could find a bomb.
Yeah, Powfoot Beach is just down the road from the biggest munitions factory in the UK, actually.
Oh, really?
For the First and the Second World War,
So
and that's why.
Stuff there.
See if you eat fish that came out the Solway coast near closer you get to England. Like closer you get into the Solway coast, it's a lot better out with, because obviously it's getting washed out more. The fish taste. So say you caught a fish at Powfoot Beach, it would taste differently than what it would if you caught it like 100 miles further up the coast.
That's interesting, isn't it?
So it's the same fish.
Scott Owens has got there's some very valuable information coming here for all the newbies. Don't rush. Keep your coil to the soil as low as you can get it. Slowly. Just slowly go over it. I know there's certain detectors that you can go like the ORX. I think you could do that, but go slow and steady. It's not a rush. You're learning. Barbecue's a nightmare. Do you know what? If I find any grockles burying them, if I see them doing it, they're getting a shovel right around their fucking heads. I'm sick of it. You know what I mean? I'm only like that because I'm only like that. I've said it before in a stream. There's a little girl, local girl. I think she's about 4 to 6 years old, running across the beach. Stepped on a freshly buried portable barbecue. 3rd-degree burns all over her foot. So if I see anyone burying a barbecue, I'm going to smack the fuck out of them. Simple as that. Welcome to Devon. Beard bottle tops are everybody's cursed, Eric. Found a bunch of Mahon tiles. What's that? Oh, right. Or blue and white ones. That could be quite cool. To be honest, we've taken enough treasures and artifacts from other countries in the last couple of hundred. Yeah. Yeah, do you know what, Rob? I was watching that. There's a museum in Glasgow. They're returning an artifact that was stolen from India during colonial times. So we're trying to build bridges again with the rest of the world, making amends and everything. So they're returning this item that
but
the English stole from India.
Egyptian stuff's still not going back to Egypt.
No, that's not.
And the Cairo Museum's still owned by the British.
It actually is. Do you know what? If you go to Egypt, you're still using pounds. I'm just saying. Dug everything. I dug a scratch signal, found some crap. But under was so. That's it. Once you dig all the crap, hopefully you'll find some treasure. Scottish Rite, low, slow, keep the cool, level, not angry. Yeah, do you know what? Graham from Unearthed, he covered this in one of his videos. And after watching it, I was thinking, do you know what? I'm actually guilty of that. Because as you're going along, you're detecting, but as you when you're there, you're level. But when you go outwards, you're not even realizing, but your coil might actually slant upwards. Like that. So you're actually doing this, so you're actually missing the soil. You know, just something to be aware of. Send bottle cap tops my way. I want to make things with them. There you go. All your bottle tops, save them up. Send them over to Joe. Are they battery operate? Wait a minute. I've missed something there. The amount of items, the Egyptian items, is stupid. Yeah. No, it's art. Okay. Golf swing. That's it, mate. Yeah. The golf swing. I was after watching the video, I thought, you know what? I'm actually guilty of that.
What, Graham's video?
Yeah. No, because sometimes it's good to watch these things. You know, it's sometimes like almost like a refresher. You think, oh my god,
Has Graham got all the how-tos? And
yeah, I don't know if he's put them in the members area. I don't know.
Nice, there we go. Nice and information. That's not all I do. Why are you still playing?
I don't know.
Copy link address. Tips.
So yeah, there's for the newbies out there. Hello, John, mate. There's lots of there's a whole barrage of information and stuff. We've all put detecting videos on there, like for example, just picking on them in particular. The Nomads, they're the people that work with alongside Noxa Macro, who produced the Simplex and the Legend. They do some very good in-depth how-to videos. We all do it without realizing. Yeah, I know. Especially if it's really hot and you're knackered and you can't be bothered, but you need to carry on. Hello, Gary, mate. Thank you. So yeah, I think we've covered quite a lot. So let me just run through it while Will looks for. Hey, Ralph.
He's not got an actual playlist for all the stuff. But if people dig through that link that I've found, there's a whole array of videos that he's done
They're
on-
actually short and to the point as well, and very, very good to watch. Who've I missed? Yeah, Ralph's in. Golf swing is an easy thing to slip into, especially when you lose focus. Yeah, not fine. You just get fed up. Exactly. Just take a deep breath. Have a break. That's the key as well. Have plenty of breaks, especially if it's hot. You don't want to be fainting. I hear people fainting all the time. Hey, enjoy the moment and ruin your day. Ralph, you will never ruin our day, mate.
I bet he's found a hammer.
Hang on, I'll just put the thing in the thing.
And then once he's ruined your day, I'll go through the shit show that is Treasure Trove.
Oh, yeah. You'll never ruin our day, mate. There's the link. Joe, go through Andy's and a grab. Taking a break right now. My news awful. Oh, I hope it gets better soon, mate. That's not good. So yeah, we've gone through a whole lot of stuff, and for those newbies, don't be disheartened. It's actually a really good hobby to get into. You don't necessarily have to do what we do and film everything. I wouldn't recommend that. Get into it first before
Don't. Don't film everything. Don't join the world of YouTube.
Yeah.
So much drama.
Hello, mate.
Good evening.
So much drama.
Thanks for the stickers.
Yeah. You're very welcome, my friend.
And here we have Scrap It Ralph.
Hello all.
Hello, Ralph. Hello,
Hello.
mate. How's it going?
Yeah, good. I've been rather busy these last couple of months. Oh, the panel is filling up quickly. Isn't that something? Oh, you put the link out. That's why.
Yeah, the link's out there. Everyone's just coming now. So what have you been up to then, Ralph?
Cleaning up the mess that I've hoarded for the last 2.5 years.
Wow.
The garage actually filled up so badly that, and my basement and most of my place here, that
Joe, you need to send us your address.
2 months up. I took 2 months off just to clean the place up and the garage so that I can get back into some decent casting projects.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I recently joined your channel on Casted Creations. I think you went on a live stream, didn't you? The other day?
I know, and that's why I'm here.
Oh, right. Hi.
The word casted doesn't exist.
I made a word up.
Yes. That I thought I'd tell you while the channel is still like new, so you can change it. Some people would say I've casted it yesterday, but the word is just cast, C-A-S-T.
Oh yeah.
And it's not I cast something out of bronze. I cast something yesterday. I'm going to cast something. The word is just cast or cast creations. But you could change it into casting creations.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Because I've had this discussion on a casting forum, and people went nuts whenever someone said cast it.
Oh right, so I could just do it to wind them all up then, really.
Yeah, well, true.
Yeah,
I just thought I'd tell you before. I don't know. Some of those people head over and start trolling your comment section.
Thank you very much for the advice.
Yeah.
Much
All the
appreciated.
trolls, but
much appreciated. Yeah, I
thought I'd share that.
Yeah, much appreciated. Thank you. Yeah, I've been quite enjoying looking at all Scrapping Irish. I'm looking into. I'm gonna watch loads of videos first. I'm gonna get some hydrochloric
What the hell,
acid.
Andy?
Someone's wrecking their keyboard.
Yeah, it's Andy. It's really loud. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm looking into getting some hydrochloric acid for the old gold recovery. So
that is somewhat dangerous.
Yeah,
I'm not even doing that.
That's why I'm watching lots of safety videos first before I do that. Hi Colette. Hi Annie.
Hey, Rosie Buzzy.
There's lots to learn about the scrapping. It's not as easy as I thought it was. Watching your videos and everyone else, it's a lot harder than it actually
There's a lot to learn about it. I learned something about metal casting 2 days ago. I figured if you have two metals that you alloy together, and one metal melts at like 500 Celsius, the other metal melts at 1000 Celsius, and you use the same amount of both, and that mixes and turns into an alloy, the melting point is going to be around 750 Celsius.
Yeah.
But that's not really true. It has to do with how the molecules interconnect and turn into the alloy. So the melting point can actually be quite close to the highest melting point or quite close to the lowest melting point. It can actually go lower than the lowest melting point, and it can actually go higher than the highest melting point because of the density of the molecules when they change with the different metals. It's really weird.
Wow.
Is that any better?
No, you're so loud. Shh. There's a lot of science then, really.
There is a lot of science in there. I figured it was just straightforward math, but there's the whole metallurgy and chemistry stuff that goes along with it. It's quite interesting and more complicated than I thought. Yes, that's the logo. Pretty cool. Hold on, can't really see.
Can't see it.
Casting creation.
Casting.
Oh, you already changed it.
Yeah.
Did you make the logo?
Will's my artist.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow, that's the quickest response I had to a comment so far.
Yeah, he's awesome as well. He's really good at his
very good,
artwork,
very good.
But yeah, I was watching. Was it? I'm sure it was you done the Nordic Gold.
Yeah, that was my last video.
Yeah.
I now have another alloy video that I need to edit. It's about sunset bronze, which involves bismuth. That's an interesting metal for you as well.
Bismuth. I did have some. I've got some.
It's pretty cool.
It's expensive, but I did get some, and I made an alloy out of pewter and bismuth. Only playing around with it, really. It wasn't a serious thing. But I made a couple of skulls and I sent them over to Rob Random. So, it's actually really fun to play with because you can turn it into crystals and stuff like that. So,
where's Ralph's accent from? From the Netherlands, actually.
Yeah, Ralph's from the Netherlands.
Yes. But bismuth itself, if you look up how to get the nice rainbow colors, you can cast like all kinds of skulls with all different layers of colors in them. Has to do with how the metal cools. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
awesome
I saw one guy. He made, I don't know, I can't remember what he made now, but he's basically using a blowtorch and going over it at different distances from the metal, and it was going like all this weird, crazy color. It's really interesting.
There's a website called The Bismuth Smith. He also has some videos, I think. Yeah, that stuff. And the crystals that it forms are geometric shapes, and the angles are 90 degrees exactly. And most people don't even believe that it's naturally formed.
Yeah, it's really interesting because isn't there only one place on Earth that it's naturally mined? I think I read.
Could be. I've not looked that up.
I think it naturally only comes from one place. I think I
know that
somewhere.
borax that is used in metal casting comes from only 2 places in the world. Will is trying to show something, but
yeah, I was just looking.
It's made by bismuth. I'm just trying to see what the colours were.
Yeah, I had a big
blue and purple, yellow. Yeah,
it's got blue and yellow.
Because I got a kilogram bar. It's only a tiny thing, but it's so.
Heavy. I got a kilogram bar as well. It's like I'm not sure what I paid for it. Oh, Andy dropped off.
Yeah, he's sorted his mic out. But I paid
for a second. I thought it said Andy Dunham. Dunham.
I think I paid something like £40.
I will be back in 2 minutes.
Okay, I'm not sure what that is in your money, but I'm
not sure what I paid. I think something similar in euros, 40-ish euros.
Yeah, it's quite expensive. And when I got it, I thought, my God, that's heavier than you think.
Yeah, it's kind of like lead.
Yeah, it's really bizarre, and it's so non-toxic because you actually find it in Pepto-Bismol and stuff like that.
Yes, there's a video of a guy who recovered it from Pepto-Bismol.
I did see that one.
It cost me £1.50, so it did.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's actually it has some medicinal properties.
It's
but
good for-
many metals actually do. That's
It's very
why
surprising.
our blood has iron in it. So yeah.
Yeah.
We are
It's very
iron-based.
surprising. I wouldn't
we were-
recommend go licking a bar of it though.
No. If we
No,
were
put it on.
copper-based, our blood would be bluish-greenish, and there
Mm.
is actually a organism on the planet that has bluish-greenish blood, and some diseases do not exist for this creature. It's one of those horseshoe crabs.
Really?
Yeah, they have blue blood,
Okay.
and it's being
kind of-
drained from them in factories. And
The compound with bismuth in it for medical uses is called bismuth subsilicate,
yes,
Oh,
that
there
stuff.
you go.
and it's for treating diarrhea, heartburn, and an upset stomach.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why it's
I
in
reckon-
Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon that's probably in my IBS tablets. I'm sure it is, but yeah.
I'm going to look up because I have some.
That's why original Iron Brew used to have iron in it, because it was classed as a health drink.
I
And
still
that's
have
why
it.
it's made for girders.
I'm back.
Girders. I remember the advert. He's back.
I'm
He's
back.
back. Absolutely, you're back.
hmm
All right, so it looks all neat and tidy from where you are, Ralph. Is that the result of
Well,
your
it
tidy
looks
up?
like that because I have been putting some more stuff here, so
Right.
I'm sorting again. But it's quite
Getting-
okay compared to what it was. I got my fish sculpture set up here.
Oh,
and
is that your
I-
coral?
Yeah, the coral element. I also acquired a nice looking seashell, which I'm going to try to make a mold of and cast the outside. And I'm also going to try to cast metal on the inside, but then it will break.
I'll show you this. Hang on.
Yeah, I know you do that as well. I specifically tried to get big shells.
Bismuth mines are in China, Mexico, and Bolivia, mostly.
Okay, 3 places.
It's in vinegar.
Vinegar? What? Back up? No.
I've recently it's in vinegar at the minute.
Oh, okay.
It's a great big seashell, and I poured pewter into the inside of it. I'll get it
Oh,
out.
you
It's-
put it in vinegar to dissolve the shell.
Yeah, it's going to be in there for about 2 days, 3 days.
Ah.
Hang on, we'll try and clean this up. Oh, it weighs a ton.
Yeah.
Most of the shell's gone now. I'm going to leave it in there for a couple of days. But that's
cool.
my. And
Yeah.
you know when
Yeah, I
when
want
all the
a
shells-
couple of those seashell-like things to put in with this display, and maybe use it as a picture in my banner at some point, or
Yeah,
as
Because
a
you're making
thumbnail.
a coral out in the aura beads, is it?
Orbeez, or gel beads, they're called. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a few videos of that. It looks really, really fun. But I'm always wary about pouring stuff because when I experiment, I usually hurt myself. I mean, these guys know I've electrocuted myself. I've gassed myself.
I've seen that happen when with the little hot pot that you use.
Yeah, that's it. I put a spoon in. And let
But
You
Turn
know,
it
get one of these, or it's amazing. I found this in the dumpster. This is a induction plate, with just
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Damn thing still works. And a couple of weeks before that, I found one of these. Oh, right. This is the electric version that has 2 spots. If you can get one of these, that is only like half the size with only one. They cost like $10, at least over here. And
Oh,
they
yeah.
One of
become
them.
they become hot enough to melt tin or pewter, lead, and if you put enough effort in with a little blowtorch, zinc, and you can basically just put your little cast iron pot on there, and heat it up and wait until the whole lot is molten, and then pick it up using some type of pliers, and then pour from there. It's way
Or just
safer
a pot-
than using.
pot handle. Just use a pot handle.
That might get a bit hot.
Aye, but if you've got one that's got a wooden pot handle, Because you can get some cast iron.
Yeah, that might work. I have a cast iron pot with a little spout, or cast iron little. It's kind of like a skillet, but bigger and higher. And the whole thing is cast iron, so it's quite hot. So I use a little pliers on it.
A cast iron milk pan would be perfect.
Yes, cast iron is actually one of the best things for melting low melting point metals because it's really thick and really heavy and it holds the heat well.
There you are, Kev. You'll have to find one when you detect them.
There you go. Cast
Definitely.
iron milk Oh, not that one because that's like 70 odd fucking quid.
Wow, yeah. I don't want to pay that much.
Second-hand shop, Kev.
Yeah,
Second-hand shops, yes.
I
stuff like
always
that.
I always look for cheap stuff or even free stuff. I've recently, not recently, a few months back, I got a load of pewter given to me from FreeCycle. I don't know if you guys have it over in the Netherlands. It's like a website where people don't want to throw something
Exactly that one. That's exactly what I have.
out. Oh, there you go.
I bought that for €2.50 over here. So I got two.
You
That's
could probably
exactly
get one
what I
cheaper.
got.
You could probably get one cheaper than IKEA for that.
I'm not sure if IKEA has those, but I got them at a it's like an Aldi-like store. It's called Action over here. Not sure if that's in other places as well. But I saw them. I thought they only had two left. Otherwise, I bought 4 or 5. But it's pretty cool.
No, they've only got frying pans and cast iron at IKEA.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually good stuff. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Kevin. Use a tripod when you do your videos. You know, get one of those cheapy little tripods. Put your phone on there so you can use both hands. Then you don't have to film everything.
Yeah,
and then move the phone.
The tripod I got is just literally. It's not a tripod. It's more of just. It's not very good. I literally got it for like £1 in the pound shop. So Will's actually sent me a link to a decent tripod, which I'm gonna be getting.
I got a professional one that was my dad's. He was an amateur photographer, and he got quite professional stuff. But most of that stuff is older than I am, so it's actually still a good quality stuff. But this is what I got for €24, I think. It's pretty cool. You get your standard. You can take this off and put this on any other tripod that you have because it has that standard screw thingy on there. It's flexible. You can move it around. You can turn it around, and it's usable as a selfie stick.
Selfie stick.
Yeah, and you can also then just of course set it up as a tripod, and it comes with a little remote that you can use for Bluetooth to take pictures from far off. But I've not used this.
I need one of them holders for fitting my fucking iPad on.
Yeah. So, and this is pretty useful because sometimes I need to film from slightly higher up, so I don't have to prop it up on a couple of boxes and just set it up. It was like $24.
Is that a tripod one there, Rusty?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Just a cheap one was only about £2.
Can you poke people with it? Yeah, sure.
Witchcraft, that extends it. It did. It surprised me how big that was. I didn't want to say it though.
That extends a lot. Yeah, it's a nice tiny thing. That's what she said. Oh my, that extends a lot. And I can poke you with it too.
Oh, sweet. As long as everyone has a good time, that's all that matters.
Exactly.
Just a cheap one off eBay.
Yeah.
Rusty's Wish site will break after 10. You do get a lot of stuff from Wish. I refuse to use Wish now.
I've had it for about 3 years, so it hasn't fallen a bit yet.
No,
I use a site called Joom.
Yeah, those are pretty popular. Those little bendy things. You can make all kinds of stuff out of those. Yeah.
Didn't give it all randomly. Be sticking around his dick and seeing if it'll attach.
Andy's broke his camera now.
Well.
Everyone's getting the bendies out.
Yes, I've got that case as well for my camera.
See, I quite like the selfie stick because you can screw it into the bottom of the tripod.
See, I'm feeling really inadequate now. I don't have any of that stuff.
There we are.
Gorilla pods. What's a gorilla pod? Philip?
It's a cheaper version of it, Philip.
Yeah.
Basically,
I basically, Kevin, I basically started with my phone on my tripod and putting my hands around it so that I could see on the screen what I was doing and just talking. I started talking way too loud, so I started to reverb and started cracking. So you have to talk like you're normally talking to anyone that's close, and then you can just work like that and do all kinds of stuff and take stuff away and use both hands. Makes things a lot easier. Plus, you get way more stable videos because some people really hate it if your videos go like all over the place.
Yeah.
They get seasick.
This is my most expensive camera.
There you are, Kev. Get one of them. You can have
I
it
have
flying
one of
just
those.
above your head, and you can be filming what you're doing. It'll just be above your head.
And it is fucked.
Oh,
I like to use both hands. Yes, most people do.
It's got a stability issue, so it's got a balance problem. And I've still to figure out where it is and shift the weight and figure out the counter weight for it and that. So actually it's over.
So I was going to ask you, Ralph. Actually, you know this your Nordic gold.
Yes.
Because I'm a massive fan of the Nordic gold coins. I think there's Norway, Sweden. Can't remember now.
Yeah, the euros are Nordic gold. The 50 cent, the 20 cent, and the 10 cent coins. The middle part of the €2 coin and the edge of the €1 coin is Nordic gold. So if I make a mold out of the 50 cent coin and then cast it in Nordic gold, I can make my own money.
Hey, Outlaw King. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the euro. I believe countries should have their own currency.
I think money should be gone and everybody should use Bitcoin.
That'd be nice. TC Knox, who is your favorite rapper?
It
currently?
would crash Bitcoin even more, would it not?
I don't.
It would, if it was a
don't know.
worldwide standard, then it would work, I guess. But yeah, it's difficult to get stuff regulated over every country because there's always going to be a couple that don't want to join in, like the UK.
America won't go for that.
No,
Good night, Annie. Good night, Katie.
it's really annoying that there's not more things that are worldwide universal standards. There's only a few things that are the same over every country, over every different device, and that is the play, pause, stop, record, fast forward, fast backward buttons on any
USB
device is
and-
worldwide the same.
And USB-free and lightning cables.
There's
USB-C and lightning cables.
Yes.
Good night, Katie. I was going to say this is nothing related, but I've just remembered something. When I was a kid, I used to live in Germany, and we used to go to the Netherlands on holiday.
Yeah.
To a place called Duinrail. I don't know if that's.
Oh, no, with the frogs.
Yeah, the frogs.
Yeah,
used
I
to
love
go
that place.
It's brilliant. I was watching a YouTube video of it recently, and they've added so much stuff to it. So
I haven't been there in years.
Yeah, later on in life, when the kids are older and my finances are sorted, we're gonna take a trip. I'm gonna take them to Phantasialand in Germany, and then on the way back, we're gonna hopefully go to Duinrail because it's brilliant.
Look
All
up the
frogs.
Efteling as well. Efteling is won best theme park of the world multiple years. Also in the
Is
Netherlands.
it?
Yeah, it's a 10-minute drive from where I live. Well, 15.
Oh, okay.
And the weird thing is, I haven't been there in years either.
Yeah,
It's
Duinrail.
because I went there like every week when I was a kid.
Really good memories from there. We used to go there every summer. Brilliant. And there wasn't much there when I went. It was just that I think the most exciting thing there was at the time was these little frog rides that you sit and you pedal around this little monorail.
Yeah, those are fun. Yeah, on the lily pads or
that's
whatever
it.
it was. Yeah.
Crazy. Oh, I don't know. So Rusty,
Yes, mate.
metal detecting.
Yes, that's the
Did
thing.
you-
You swing backwards and forwards.
Yes. Did you go at the weekend?
No, I went on
Didn't.
Thursday, and Hilton, one of the lads I detect with, he found a florin and something else, which I'm not sure. It is slightly bigger than the florin, but
A crown?
it was silver and it's got a Vicky bun head on it.
Oh, half crown?
Full crown,
Uh-huh.
I think. It's quite big. It was about bigger than the florin.
Hmm.
Trying to get this bloody label off, Stu. It's doing me head. But I didn't find it. I just found bits of copper wire that was twisted around. That was it.
Oh, okay. Save it. It's
Giving
it's
us
all-
great signals. Brilliant
Yeah.
signals. Just
Copper's worth money. We'll save it.
copper
Yeah,
wire.
I'm going to be turning in like 50 kilograms of copper pretty soon to the scrapyard because I have
I-
way too much.
I'm waiting for my fridge freezer to pack in because there's loads of copper in that. I'll tell you what. I'll be stripping that down. I'll tell you.
Yeah,
Um,
there's not that much in there, but there's some to get in just about anything.
I've got loads of. I don't have the facilities because I need an angle grinder, I think. But I've got like some motors that
There's
I've,
an angle grinder for sale at Aldi's for $29.99, 1200 watts. Takes
there's-
1 to 5 millimeter discs.
There's
Right.
one in Lidl as well for £45, and it's a battery.
Yes, the battery powered one, but I would suggest getting the cord one
Yeah, I would.
because the one on battery is always going to be empty. And if you're not into stealing bicycles, then you don't need a cordless one.
So what were you doing with yours, Will? What were you doing with yours and your cordless one?
I didn't
Or
buy one.
catalytic converters. Those
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
a lot of money, but yeah, the problem is you can't sell them anywhere because they're regulated.
Well, what they do now is this: the scrapyards are asking for your ID.
Yeah, well, if you turn in
If you're scrapping
anything
them.
that has copper in it, you have to identify over here as well.
Yeah.
or just stick it on eBay. You could do that, but you won't get the right price for it, obviously. But
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, what I'm planning on doing this year, I'm getting myself a Devil's Forge or something equivalent.
I'm
Nice.
going to be making myself a new furnace pretty soon.
Oh, are you? Is that
Yeah.
like you're gonna like a concrete surround and all that sort of jazz?
Yeah. No, well, K-wall, refractory brick, and refractory cement. I found a place about an hour's drive from where I live that sells stuff to build pizza ovens or big barbecues or
Yeah.
huge ovens, and they have stuff that's good up until like 1950 Celsius, I think. Some of that stuff. I'm never going to reach that. So if I get some of that insulation stuff, that's good till like 1750, which is slightly cheaper. Then I'll be good for quite a while. And the furnace that I use now is made out of only cement, and it's charcoal powered, so it's a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
make
don't-
one that's powered on propane.
I don't think I'm going to go and make myself one because the guys here will agree. If I decided to make myself a furnace, I'd probably kill myself. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
you probably blow yourself up or something like that.
That could go viral.
Or poison the whole neighbourhood.
Ralph, Kev can jump in a puddle and it goes viral.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. You did that,
I
no,
think-
Kev?
Oh, Liverpool lost. Sorry, my son needs to watch Liverpool's.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I made a video about plug soup, and that one semi-viral. It got 3,000 views in like 3 days. I was really surprised.
Hang on, Lucas. I was waiting for my farmer to come back from church, and it'd been raining. And as I was stood there, I saw this puddle, so I'd done a little TikTok video of me. Let's do puddle jumping, splish, splosh, splash. And I was just jumping in these puddles, and yeah, it got a lot of views.
Yeah. I don't do TikTok because
Oh,
you have to film incorrectly. So I think TikTok should be banned for only that reason.
Oh no, is this me?
Yeah.
when
he's
is
up.
Oh my god, he's got me up there.
Where is it?
It's right. It's way down, way down. Yeah, way down. Well, there's a cow.
Hi, Kev's favourite people.
Yeah. No, me and cows don't really get on very well.
Say, I even mentioned you in one of my TikTok videos, Kev.
Yeah. Oh, did you? I've not seen that one.
Yeah.
No, that's my first ever.
Had the cows in the field. Had the cows in the field, and I mentioned
That's
you in
it.
TikTok.
That's the one.
What was that? 600 something views? I edited in the music.
There you go.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's Will's tattoo page there, and art.
Cool.
See, there's loads of us that have got other talents as well. It's like I'm metal detecting. I'm just getting into the melting and
Metal
creating metal casting. Sorry, yeah. And I'm looking into doing the old scrapping stuff. I've got a shed I'm going to empty out, and I'm going to get buckets of like stuff, that I can dismantle and just
if you can still find old CRT monitors for computers or CRT televisions, those have good copper in them. Yeah, the big tube televisions.
Oh, is that wrapped around the tube, isn't it? Inside?
Yeah, the degaussing cable and you got that funnel shaped thing. They call it the yoke. That's on the back. And basically, if you take those two out, you can throw the rest away, because the circuit board might have a couple of small spools that you can take off. But if you just want the copper, then CRT televisions are pretty good for that.
Right.
And you'll get them for free.
Yeah,
usually you get them for free, because if people want to get rid of them, they're gonna have to pay to get rid of them. I'm in the advantage. This is an apartment building I live in. There's a huge dumpster room. So if I ever have a television that I scrapped out, I take out everything. I put the tube back in. I put the casing back on, and usually when there's a hole from where all the connections were, I keep filling the thing up with all trash until it's completely full of all kinds of other crap, and then I just dump it in the bin downstairs.
Oh, I live on a council estate, so we've just got plenty of dumping places. It's normally bushes, and there's actually a lake just over the road. People just to be fair, I don't do that. I'm just saying.
Some rather large insect just flew in. Oh, great.
I don't do bugs. I don't do cows, and I don't do big bugs. I appreciate them. I can look at them, but if they touch me, I'm like, Stu says I need to face them. Face the cows. Oh, Rusty's got a dog that snores.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering. There, got some tiny aluminium bits. I'm scrapping all kinds of stuff that I found in the dumpster today. I found some really weird, like remote control unit things.
Oh yeah.
And even found binoculars in the trash. And these things, the whole casing for this is all aluminium. The old heavy stuff.
You probably.
I'm not sure if this actually works.
I was gonna say you probably get more money selling them as they are.
In some cases, maybe. Let's look at the building on the other side.
Well, Kev, I've just shared that video from TikTok, mate. You've got to look sideways because that's where I've just shared.
Oh, yeah, I can see inside the building on the other side. Isn't that something?
If you look at the bottom of StreamYard.
Oh.
Yeah, that might actually be a good idea to try to sell it, although it is really worn.
Hey, is that any better?
Well, sounds a lot better, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll grab that in a sec, Rusty, mate. Kev, let me in. Oh, there you are. Yeah, sorry, mate, because I had to scroll down the page a bit to see you. I didn't see you hiding.
It's fine. I'll let you know.
So yeah, we've Steve. We've been talking. Steve Sifters here. We've been talking about the basics of metal detecting. because I know that from the geocaches that I've been doing, I've been getting lots of messages. A few messages from people that are interested in metal detecting but didn't know where to start. So we've started off by saying where to get a detector, what kind of detector, get insurance from the NCMD. We went through what lamb to look at, what you want to detect on, getting permission, researching the land, getting started, how to dig holes. So we've been doing all sorts of stuff, talking about flow. Yeah, we've been talking about the FLO, the pass scheme, treasure trove briefly. And then we started talking about the treasure rat, but it's just went to pot because it's just so. The treasure rat 1996 has been revised in 2021. It's just like, so yeah. And then Ralph come along. We started talking about some cool scrapping ideas and how I'm going to kill myself by trying to make a propane.
Yeah,
forge.
sorry about that. I tend to disrupt live streams by blabbering about
No,
myself.
it's fine, mate. Absolutely fine. Everyone's welcome there.
I do want to learn how to forge. So
You what?
I want to learn how to forge.
Yeah, I did some simple forging some time ago, but I don't have the equipment for it. Plus, if you live in like the suburbs and you start banging on an anvil, no matter what time it is, there's someone gonna complain.
Yeah,
that's true.
Right, we got.
Philip, I actually know somebody that does do forge art. So
what is forge art?
It is making fake stuff.
Don't find anything worth reporting. Neither do I.
I have a metal detector. I haven't used it yet.
Oh yeah, what one is it?
A cheap one. I actually got it as a birthday present from an ex-girlfriend. I'm single now for almost 3 years, so I have had the thing for quite some time, but have not yet gone outside to test it. I think I can get it.
End of the day, a metal detector does exactly what it says in the tin. You've still got to walk over the metal item, no matter what kind of detector it is.
Detects metal, doesn't it? Doesn't matter what metal.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, look, there's still batteries in here. Check it
sweet.
out. Free batteries. Grundig, that's the company I'm going to be working for, or at least partly.
Oh, nice.
I'm changing jobs. I had 2 months off between jobs, and I'm starting on September 1st.
Grundig as well. Nice.
Yeah, they do Grundig and a couple of other brands. They're the certified repair, basically.
As I was going to say earlier on before everybody decided I was too loud, them stickers, Kev, you might find a couple with marks on the top where they were stuck together.
Oh, okay. That's right.
I still need to send out some stickers.
I think I've got yours on my sticker board somewhere.
I think I sent the stickers over with the ingots that I made for you.
Yes, you did, mate. Yeah. I'm gonna go get them.
Cool. Right. Come out, you stupid screw. No metal left behind.
Rob, what are you doing on Sunday?
Recovering.
From?
At my brother's wedding, getting slightly inebriated.
It's a shame.
Aye.
Me and the wife, he's going up to Amble, going to go detect up there.
Oh, nice.
I'm taking the drone up as well as the head camera. Katie's going to be on the head camera, and I'm going to be on the drone while she's.
Did you see Katie was giving head there?
Katie always gives head.
All right.
Well, can we keep this one clean tonight, Rob? It's a Monday. So yeah, I'm going to be drone up. I'm going to be watching Katie while she's going to be using the drone to film Katie while she is detecting, and she's going to be using the head camera on. I'm assuming she's going to be on the Ortec.
Aye. Well, I'll be sort of trying to recover. Because the do starts about 5 o'clock at night.
What, on Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be absolutely wrecked, mate.
Hey, Scott.
Good.
Hey, I never get drunk, Andy.
Fuck off.
That's the ingots.
Hey, those look familiar.
Yeah.
Is that pewter or lead?
That's pewter.
Pewter.
Oh, nice.
Got 3 of the buggers.
Yeah,
Well,
I had 25 kilograms of pewter collected, and I molten it all down into ingots. And the 3 nicest ones I polished and sent over to Kev.
Oh, nice.
And I really do still appreciate it. They take. I don't have the heart to melt them. I'm like, no.
Well, you're allowed to, or you can keep them to stack them up. They're yours. You do with them what you want.
They're just nice to
Rob
stack.
Bill says, I thought you were
Proper
supposed to be
heavy.
off the beer because of your gout.
No, I've got tablets now, so I don't need. I haven't got to worry about gout.
How you doing,
Not a
Scott?
nice thing to have. Hello, Scotty, mate. Not a nice thing to have. Gout.
Nope.
Extremely painful.
Yeah, I've got a friend who suffers from gout. So not
Well, plus we-
Gout.
Gout is where your joints, your joints crystallize. You get crystals on your joints, and it's
He's got it in his knee
really
or something.
painful.
Is it like the cartilage turns to bone, basically?
No, it's
Something like that.
crystals in the blood.
Crystals in your blood. Okay.
Yeah, they go around your bones.
The synovial fluid turns to crystal.
Extreme.
David
Plus,
was
it's like
successful.
having. If you've got it in your big toe, it's like having toothache, but 10 times worse.
Ooh.
Bit in your toe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
In your toe, yeah. So you know what toothache
I saw
feels
you.
like. You've got this in your toe.
I saw
I
you
managed to
melting.
watch
Karen.
half
It was actually a pewter. It wasn't antique. I don't think it was. It was
The one with the ornate
Orient-
handles. That looked
that's
nice.
it,
Yeah.
It did look nice. It looks even better now because it turned into a great big puddle of goo.
You,
Um,
anything can set, Steve. Anything can set gout off. Doesn't matter what it is.
I was
Anything.
I started
Normally
watching
Very
Roy,
rich food.
pouring into the shells. I started watching that this afternoon. I couldn't finish it all because I was in the middle of driving a bus, but I got halfway through before it was my turn.
Yeah. Also,
All right,
you
yeah.
sometimes put up multiple videos in one day, Kevin. Don't do that. That's not good for the algorithm.
yeah, I
mean,
know.
at
I
some
did think about
At some
that.
point, you're going to tire yourself out. If I have video footage from stuff that I did 2 years ago that's waiting for it to finish, and then at some point I'm going to upload it. You don't have to film something and upload it the same or the next day every time you have something. You can just store it, and you can actually when you're going on vacation or you want a break from YouTube, you can plan it that like every couple of days a video gets published, and it seems like that you're doing the uploading while you're actually doing nothing for a couple of weeks.
I did consider that. I was thinking, but when I film something, I immediately want to show everyone. That's my problem, I think.
That's what the other social medias are for. Just take a couple of pictures or some really short bits and put them on Instagram or that TikTok thing that people use, and then tease a bit, and then full video soon. You know.
That's a good idea, actually. Yeah.
Right, guys, I'm going to shoot off.
All right, mate. Well, thanks for stopping by and helping out.
Mobala.
So you will.
See you on these. Bye now.
Later.
See you later. Cheers, mate.
What you do is you get up to the good part and then you stop it, Kev.
Exactly.
Yeah, give a cliffhanger.
To be continued.
I should have done
Or-
that when I electrocuted myself.
Or if something goes horribly wrong, take like the first second of it, or like the first half second, and just stop it there,
Stop it.
and then full video on YouTube.
and then
and then-
stay off Facebook and everything, so everyone thinks I've actually died, and then just come back.
That's like sending your mom a text. I love you very much. Don't worry about me, and then turn your phone off for a week.
Yeah. Oh my god. I dare not do that with my mum. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
She lives in Spain, but she could be over here quick. and she'll interrogate everybody. Yeah, she's not a woman
where's
to
the
be
ass?
messed with.
That's
have
how
to
moms
edge
are
it.
usually.
Yeah. You have to
Channel
edge
your
it.
inner rainbow.
Hmm?
Rainbow, that's what the bismuth is for, to make rainbows.
Absolutely.
But don't taste the rainbow, that's not good for you. Especially when molten. No, the melting point of bismuth is actually lower than lead, so
Yeah, it's proper. Like, it didn't take long at all to melt it.
yeah, 280 Celsius, I think.
I've got some little tiny bits of silver. It's 3 nines fine silver.
Oh yeah, cool.
I'm assuming that's got a lower temperature melting point to normal silver, like say sterling silver. It's
Sterling
really
silver is
soft.
925. It has some other stuff in it. I think it does
Yeah.
have a higher melting point because it has antimony in it for hardening and some other stuff.
Oh, right, that's it. Yeah,
But
because
pure silver's melting point is 980 Celsius, so it's quite high.
right. Oh, yeah, I see.
Right,
I just thought
It's
because
slightly higher than
Say
brass.
hello. I am going to bounce off because I've got to be up again at 5:30 in the morning.
Oh, really? Wow.
yeah, I've got to get up at 4:30, so
Yep.
I'll be off shortly.
I'm so glad
Yeah,
I'm still on my holiday.
Night, Emma.
So catch you all
Good
later.
night, Emma.
Catch you later, Andy.
Thank you, Emma.
Found some medieval jewelry Sunday. Would like to show people, but PC has had a fit. Oh dear. Well, congratulations.
Well,
Ralph,
I'm
hope you
out tomorrow
enjoy
afternoon,
Thursday.
Kev.
You off out tomorrow?
Aye. Going out
Is that
about
on your
3.
cornfield?
Yeah. Going out about 3 o'clock until maybe it's about 5. Just a couple
Not
hours
used
just
to
to get
again.
Hmm. Okay, on the edge walk. Says bye, Emma. Night, Emma. She says you're very welcome, Ralph.
Oh, yeah. You know, I really don't want to because I hate work, but yeah, you need work.
Yeah, that's very true, unfortunately. Yeah,
I keep buying lottery tickets, but no luck so far.
Yeah.
Oh, I dropped some screwies.
Our lottery's overrated over it. It's like, is it £2.50 now, is it, for a ticket? Can you imagine how many millions of people buy a ticket?
And they've upped the numbers as well, isn't it? Up to 60 now or 66 or something?
Something daft like that, yeah.
I think in America the lottery win was like 1.2 billion.
Yeah.
Oh.
Imagine winning that.
Yeah. People always say that oh yeah, but it won't change me. Fuck off. Of course it would.
Yeah, of course it will.
As you're walking around with your pimp cane and your pimp hat. You know what I mean?
It wouldn't change my appearance much.
BMW.
It probably won't change my car that much because I don't give a crap about cars. For me, a car is a tool to transport people and stuff from A to B, and tools get scratches on them, so I don't really care about scratches on my car. I spend more on my computer than I do on my car. So even if I get millions of millions, I will probably not buy like a really, really expensive car. I'll just stick with like second-hand stuff that runs. Because why waste all the money on that if you can go from A to B for way less money?
Yeah, it's very true. I mean, I don't have transport like that at the minute. I've actually recently bought a new helmet and a new motorbike jacket.
So what are you going for next then, Kev? Have you decided?
I'm literally just going to go for a scooter, to be fair. I was thinking about it and I'm thinking the worry is still there. Like,
worry?
Yeah.
You had an accident at some point.
Yeah,
right?
I was hit by a car. This
Kev,
lady pulled out.
Once you get back onto it, that's what you need to do. You need to get back on and.
Well, you don't have a car yourself?
No. I can drive. I let's not get into that.
Okay.
But,
well, I must assume it's really difficult over there because you people drive on the wrong side of the road.
Yeah, I know. We're totally backwards over here, mate. Totally backwards.
No, don't we drive on the right side? They drive on the wrong side. Come on.
Here we go.
See,
Well, I'm going to
Americans-
say something that pisses off a lot of people, but I don't care. You are the minority, and therefore you are wrong.
Nope, I'm right.
You keep
Now,
believing
now.
that.
And motherboards need a
My
build
phone made a sound.
Friday.
What was that?
Let's get an i7 Gen. Is that good? I don't know anything about computers. Is that
Yes,
good?
but you've got-
i7. Well, I have an i5, but it's a second generation. It's from 2014, I think, and the video card was upgraded in 2016, I think. But I'm really in need of a new PC.
I've got a i9.
Yeah, I'm gonna get an i9, like the latest version.
Yeah, mine's just a 9900K.
Yeah, I
I've
was
just-
looking into that one. That's a very
It
big upgrade from what I have
runs-
now.
Mind you, it runs very, very hot.
All I know is mine was free and it's got Pentium 4 on the front and it makes an awful noise when you turn it on.
I found a PC. Yes, oh no, I already scrapped it. It
Fucking
was
know I had
actually
that, Kev.
it was actually better than most stuff I used to have a couple of years ago.
Who invented the combustion engine? I've no idea. Ford? Henry Ford?
I think Ford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Strawberry jam for... Oh, John. Now don't start.
Oh, John. You know it's jam first and then the cream.
Somebody started following me. Oh my god, I have a stalker.
Go on, Kev. Go on. Go on. You died the bait. Yo, go on.
Oh, it's one of those insanely hot-looking women again. Probably
Oh.
fake
I'm
stuff.
not saying that. He's from Netherlands, John.
What country is he from, Kev? Well, you can ask me, or did I not see your question? I'm from the Netherlands, yes.
Oh, Ryzen 9 are nice processors. 23 gig, that's a bit of a weird amount. That'd be really offset.
23 gigs of RAM, that would probably be 24, I assume.
Yeah, I would have gone.
I have
for-
24 gigs in this one, but it's 2 of 8 and 2 of 4 are in there now.
I would have
Well,
gone.
I like I said, I really need something new, but I promised myself I first get my life sorted and my garage and my shed and my place cleaned up before I buy new toys, because otherwise I'm just going to be playing with the new toys and there's no cleanup.
He's got 32. He's got the wrong way around.
Oh, you put it
Yeah.
wrong way, 32. Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah.
There you
I
go.
was gonna say it.
Philip's the man that knows. The first commercially successful internal combustion engine was created by Etienne Lenoir.
Lenoir?
Lenoir.
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 No,
an agent-
that's the thing you put in your washing. isn't it?
Le Black. The Black. Or as we say in the Netherlands, de Zwart.
That. Oh, here we go. There's more information. 1879, Carl Benz patented a reliable two-stroke gasoline engine.
I know. I'm also friends with people in the small engine community, like lawnmowers, chainsaws, stuff like that, and they all hate two-strokes for some reason.
Do you know what it is? I can only ride a 125 engine bike, but I always go for a four-stroke because I live on top of a hill, and they're more, they get me up the hill. I did have a two-stroke once, and it just died halfway up.
You can't buy two-stroke, brand new two-stroke scooters now. They're all four-stroke now, Kev.
Oh, they're all four-strokes.
Yeah, the government outlawed two-stroke. The only way you can
thank
buy
God.
two-stroke now is if you import it yourself or you buy a second-hand one.
Oh, no, I'm glad to hear it because that two-stroke all those years back, Jesus, it shouldn't have existed. It was like, why do you exist?
Oh no, I used to like.
That's what I sometimes ask some people.
Yeah, Kev, they done a music festival on the border of Devon and Cornwall. Headlines were Cream and Jet.
Was waiting for. I've seen that one before.
Who's on first?
Yes, I've seen that. John's told that one before.
I'm not biting. No.
No, you're not, Kev. I wouldn't bite, mate.
I know how cream teas are supposed to be eaten, and it's
Even though jam comes first, I wouldn't bite. Kev.
4-stroke has a lower gear. Yes, it does. You
The
like
only
it?
thing the only thing with 4-stroke is they can be less powerful than a 2-stroke.
Yeah, I just find it easier to, because honestly, these hills like this, seriously, and the 2-stroke I had that time, it literally got to the bottom of the hill and died, and it was embarrassing.
Have you decided what scooter you're going for, Kev?
No, I haven't. I'm going to go Japanese because they're more reliable than Chinese. I fell out.
What about Italian?
Get a Vespa.
Yeah.
Are you gonna?
Oh, Piaggio. Yeah, that's good stuff.
I had a Piaggio.
My brother used to work for Piaggio sometime, and that's really cool stuff. Especially if you get those old classic ones from like the 60s-ish, I think.
Yeah. Here we go. Look, here's another heathen. Marmalade.
Marmalade, I've never
Scrap
tried
the
that.
jam.
Yes! A remote control that has gold in it, finally! I get so little of these.
Piaggio GS1. Oh man, what do you call them, man? I've lost it now. It's a Piaggio scooter.
Yeah, there's no way I wouldn't get a bigger. But I went on the back of my my uncle's. He had a Kawasaki Ninja something or other. I think it was
those are cool as well. Yeah,
it's 750. I think it was, and we went around all the back roads of Devon. I didn't even realise you could go that fast around Devon roads. They're like proper, like scary. Brown trousers time, so yeah.
Brown trousers time.
That's my GTS 125, Kev.
Oh, look at all the gold flashing on there.
Oh yeah, nice.
That's some good stuff. And I don't do anything with this. I'm collecting this for Scrapping Irish. I'm gonna send him over a package that's full of this scrap, and then let him recover the gold. Then send it to me. Then I cast him something out of gold, maybe a shamrock, because Irish, and send it back to him. Yeah, and then secretly keep half of it.
Yeah, right. Okay, I did ask. It wasn't. Who did I ask? It was an American. I don't know. You know the gold, because it's the gold that they use. What carat is it? Do we know?
What do you mean? What gold
the gold.
What grade of gold is it?
What grade of gold? That's what I'm looking for.
This stuff that's on here.
Yeah.
That's 24 karat gold, but it's a 24. very, very thin layer. It's not even gold plated, it's gold flashed. It's gold flashed. So you have to use certain chemicals to get the gold foil off, and then you have to do multiple processes to refine it. And your basic amateur setup can get like 95% pure gold, maybe 96 if you're lucky. Yeah. And if you have some professional guy do it, they can get 98.5, 99, maybe even 99.5 or so. But then that you don't want to have them do that with like a tiniest little bit. You want to bring them quite a lot so that it's worthwhile to do. I know some scrappers who have like a couple of pounds of that refined low-grade gold because they've been doing it for decades.
Aqua Regia.
Aqua Regia. Yeah, Aqua Regia. That's one way. There's a couple of different ways. I'm not an expert scrapping Irishes.
I think they put it in acid as well, doesn't it? Because the acid lifts the gold off.
Yeah, Aqua Regia is a type of acid, or hydrochloric acid, HCl, or you can make poor man's nitric. I forgot how you do that, but
I saw
apparently you can use vinegar as well in some cases.
I saw Scrapping Irish. He was using HCl, and he had an air tube in the bottom of it, and he left.
With the bubbler.
Yeah, that's him. That's the sort of thing I'll be getting. I'm not going to do it just yet. I'm obviously going to collect lots and lots and lots of the fingers. RAM chip fingers and all the rest of the jazz.
Yeah, and the stuff from graphics cards and slot cards in computers. These things, yeah.
That's the ones.
I have quite a lot of these.
But I was looking at them on eBay to buy them in like bulk. It's like 70 odd quid. Just for like
don't buy
Careful.
stuff like that off eBay. They always ask way too much. People think that there's massive amounts of gold in them.
What was that, mate?
This is RAM
Oh yeah.
and also processors that have gold in them.
Yeah, that's the ones.
Here, completely full of RAM. I have
Wow.
12 of these trays.
That's
I
crazy,
saw
man.
Hundreds of it.
And getting the gold off of the fingers, there's way more gold in the chips themselves, even
Is it?
if you want to try to process those. But you have to grind them up into powder and
I
all
wouldn't do
kinds
that.
of stuff. But there's a company in Ohio in the US called Board Sort, and they actually buy RAM if you sort it well, and you get like $24 a pound. So it might
not bad,
actually
right?
be more interesting to just gather all this crappy old memory. Doesn't even matter if it's only like 120 megabytes, 28 megabytes, or 256 or whatever. As long as the whole thing is full of chips, they just
Yeah.
buy it.
Because the
And
amount of
then you have
times
the
I've
single-
seen, the amount of times over the years that I've seen computers literally just thrown out in the rubbish.
I used to work for a company, and we threw out so much stuff. And at some point I collected CRT screens before I actually knew there was so much copper. I think I threw away about 50 CRT screens. I just went to the trash and just dumped it there. And they said, okay, companies are not really allowed to dump here for free. Sorry, this is just my hobby. Don't bring so many at one time, otherwise you're gonna stand out. Okay, sure, and just dump them there. And then later, knowing that I threw away so much copper and all kinds of stuff, the amount of scrap I threw away, that was actually worth quite a lot. In these last 2 months, I think I made close to 2,000 euros on stuff that was otherwise thrown away.
That's
It's
mental, isn't it?
insane, and I haven't even turned in my copper yet.
Two chemists
So-
walk into a pub. One asked for H2O. The other asked for a H2O2. One died.
And the second one died. Yeah.
Dunno.
It was a scientist walks in a pub and asks for a glass of H2O, and the other scientist asks for a glass of H2O2, and the second one
Oh.
died.
Now I get it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hydrogen peroxide.
exactly.
The answer is 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get me a drink because I am sitting here next to an empty bottle of cola for.
That's
quite
right.
some time.
We're gonna get off in a few minutes. Ralph.
really?
We'll give it about 3. I've got to get up at 4:30. So
Yeah, that's true. That's the good thing about a wireless headset. I can walk to my kitchen with no problem and still be on with
just
you people.
just don't go for a pee.
No, don't worry. Don't worry. I forgot to hook up the little fridge that's next to my PC. Otherwise, I would have drinks in there.
Hey, there it is.
I usually have that thing on in the summer, but I didn't connect it. Well, there's also all kinds of crap in front of it, so yeah. Why did I bring the empty bottle again? I'm an idiot.
Put this way, Kev. Fits perfect.
Proust!
What's that on?
It's one of them coin.
Oh, coin pods. Oh, nice. Yeah, I need to get me one of those.
Fits spot on and all, Kev. They're just the right size now.
Sweet. Yeah. Yeah, definitely into the scrapping thing. I've also
It's a lot of fun, and you can make quite some money off of it, especially if you get the stuff for free and you have the time to do it and the space to do it. That's
Yeah.
the time and space. You need a continuum to be able to do scrapping.
the Booby Prize. I didn't do the. I needed a week to catch up with the prizes, but I'll be putting out a video tomorrow.
Oh, nice, Philip.
Philip found a gold ring. Nice. He's buffing up a bit. Do you know what carrot it is, Philip?
Soft cloth.
Cool.
That is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's always nice to find a bit of gold if you can. That's the metal detector's dream, and obviously the scrapper's dream.
Exactly, gold.
Gold.
And this is a remote, the remote that I just found in the trash earlier today. I thought, oh great, it's going to be another one that has like those black contact thingies on there. But apparently it's gold, so yay.
What's that?
But people
There's,
people then ask, how much gold are you going to get from this? Well, nothing substantial,
Nothing.
like half a microgram, maybe.
Yeah, you can scrap all sorts of stuff, can't you, to get gold. First
True,
target was 20p. Second target was a gold ring. Oh, I couldn't read the hallmarks. For a small finger. For a lady or a child, probably. Right, it's been 2 hours. I'm going to have to get off, guys, I'm afraid.
Oh yeah, we're at 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours. But I'd like to thank you very much, Ralph, for popping on. Really appreciate that.
No problem.
There's lots of advice.
Even though I ruined your other channel.
No, you never. And of course you're not. I always take constructive criticism. It's always the way forward, you know.
Yeah.
The only thing I won't accept is the cream tea thing, because it's cream first, then jam. That's an argument.
I have no idea what it is.
It's basically a scone. It's like a cake thing with clotted cream and jam. And there's a big thing. These guys are winding me up. You put the jam on first, then the cream. You don't. It's the cream first, then the jam.
Well, wouldn't the cream be like kind of like butter, and then you put the jam on?
Pretty much.
Oh, see, and I don't even know what it is.
These guys don't agree. They just wind me up with it. Yeah. So, Richard, good luck in Skegness. Take care. Be well. Eat prunes. Philip says. And thanks a lot, Rusty. And
No problem, mate. Anytime.
Thank you to Ralph, the legend.
Scrap you later.
Scrap you later. And I'll see you all later.
Catch you later.
Bye.